Should I use the word MC or MC? And for that matter, what's the difference between Master of Ceremony and Master of Ceremonies? Or host, or anchor, or compere, or announcer? It's all very confusing. Which to use? Let's see if we can sort it out. Hi guys, it's Timothy Hyde from ExpertMC.com, the channel dedicated to helping you become a better MC, both on stage and off stage. And in this short video, we're going to explore the question, should I use the word MC or MC? I'm going to tell you what I think, but I'll also give you some background about the choice that I made, some different choices that you can make about what you call yourself, and also, importantly, I think, some of the connotations of the words that you can use. For many years, I always used the short spelling MC. I thought corporate MC really summed up what I did. But over the last 5-7 years or so, I've changed a little bit, and I've started using more the phonetic spelling MC. And this is partly because the rappers and the hip-hoppers seem to have commandeered the short phrase MC, and partly because, well, I think people use it a lot more, especially here in Australia. And I always thought that it was actually quite a recent word, and possibly because I looked it up once in my 1971 Concise Oxford, and MC, the longer spelling, was not there. But in this more recent one from the 90s, the longer spelling, the phonetic spelling, is actually here. So possibly I thought, well, this invented word is true. So MC, Master of Ceremonies, or compere. But on further research, MC, the phonetic spelling, has been around for quite a long time, since the 1930s in America. So what springs to mind when you think MC? What image pops into your mind? Do you see a picture of Joel Grey in the film Cabaret, running a variety or a burlesque venue? Perhaps it's a smart wedding MC, running the reception, introducing the different speakers there. Or a comedy club professional, introducing the different comedians, doing his own little spot, doing a little bit of crowd control and revving it all up. Or the corporate MC. The corporate MC who's perhaps framing what the event is all about, adding to the message and introducing the speakers, perhaps running a panel discussion, helping with the question and answer sessions. Or perhaps a sports announcer, making the announcements, the important announcements, helping to award prizes and introducing the different players. These are all different types of MCs, and of course we have the rappers and the hip-hop artists as well. Have I missed any out? Leave them in the comments section below and add to the discussion. And while you're there, please subscribe to the channel or hit the notification bell. That's the little bell up there, which will tell you when we publish each of these videos. They come out once a week. I think it's important to understand some of the connotations of some of these words, because your clients and your audiences will have some preconceptions. And if you can understand that, the communication between the two of you will be better. I always feel the longer spelling Master of Ceremony or Master of Ceremonies implies a certain formality, which is great for certain situations. For instance, the formal wedding MC wants to get that feeling across. So I always suggest using that Master of Ceremony or Master of Ceremonies, blah, blah, blah. And in certain business situations or gala events, I think that longer spelt out word is much more effective, because it implies that you're going to get the job done. There are certain things that have to be done. You know, the Catholic Church has used the term Master of Ceremonies. There is a role in the church for hundreds of years, and the Master of Ceremony, they run those particular ceremonies. So that's slightly more formal side, as opposed to, say, the short MC or MC, which I think implies a little bit looser, a little bit more energy, a little bit more fun, perhaps. Two other words that you can use are host and compere. I really like the word host. I think it implies something extra, that you're giving extra value to the role. And I think people understand it as well. It's like you're hosting the party. I will feed you, I will keep you warm, I will keep you entertained. So come into my world. And I was once given the advice, and I think it's great, is to always, as an MC, to act as though you own the place, that you are running the event, that is, you are hosting. And so I think it is a strong word to use. And it's often used in TV situations where that person is coming into the home of the viewer, and so that it makes a nice connection. And compere is related. It's also used a lot on TV. The compere of the variety show. And remember, it came up in the dictionary description. The term spokesperson, spokesman, spokeswoman is widely used in trade shows, road shows and product launches, and you need to be a little bit careful when using the term, because it does imply certain things, that you have the ability to make an audience do certain things, e.g. provide their information, perhaps pull out their credit card, etc. So being a spokesperson, you're at the front of that organization that you're working for, and you do need a certain skill set if you start marketing yourself as a spokesperson. The term anchor is getting used more and more these days, and especially I find with my Asian colleagues, it's a very widespread term up there in the MC business. And I also find now that it's being used more broadly than just television. Of course, it started as a news anchor, the news anchor. And in the old days, there would just be one person reading the news, and then that expanded into a team of presenters giving the news, with one person being the anchor or that lead broadcaster. Walter Cronkite apparently was the first person described as the anchor. But as I say, these days it's also used in stage performance. But I think it implies a certain being savvy with media and camera work as well. So you know which camera to look at the right time. So, but it's a useful word to use. Announcer is another one, and it's often used in the sporting context, where the announcer is making the announcements, introducing the players and helping with the prize giving presentation, etc. Often that role is done off stage, just on the mic, coming over the speakers, but then sometimes also that person comes onto centre stage, or centre court more accurately, in boxing events and in wrestling, etc., or on tennis courts, thanking the players and doing the on stage or on court interviews at the end. So that's announcer. So going back to our original question, should you use MC or MC, or any of the other words that we've used? Well, I actually think it's all right to use any of them. But I wanted you to be aware of some of those connotations, because I think they're important. It's important for you and your confidence on stage, but it's important for the audience and your client, and the expectations that they have when they hear those words used. So that's it for this video. We'll be back in a week's time with another one. Make sure you subscribe, and you can watch one of the videos that are coming up, and hit that notification button up the top, because that will inform you when the next video is online. We'll see you in about a week's time.